Estancia Ombu. What an experience. What strikes me is that one of the things that made it special last night was that cut of meat we ate. One you simply don't find in the UK. Again, I'm learning about the meat I love. And to find out more, I'm following a gaucho tip-off.
Besides the breed of beef, besides the lifestyle of beef, one of the things I want to know about here in Argentina is their style of butchery, and that's what I'm about to do. This is San Antonio de Areco, and I'm off to see a butcher.
The gaucho's favourite butcher is in a corner shop on the outskirts of San Antonio.
Rump steak is sure a sender. Rump steak like mama made. Big, juicy, nice and tender. The rump steak serenade.
Here we have Juan Carlos, and his wife is running the shop next door with everything from deep frying baskets, pots and pans and biscuits, all the way to the butcher.
Juan Carlos is a butcher of few words. He lets his tools do all the talking. But as he gets to work, I get to see the cuts of beef found on asados all over Argentina.
Brilliant. This is exactly what we had on our asado, which was on the cross. This is all of this.
This part of the animal is composed of hard-working muscle, so it's strong and dense, but slow-cooked as it was last night, still tender and very tasty.
For us in the UK, we might use the ribs, but not very much. Most of the meat's stripped back down and it's all minced.
Far from mincing it, in a country that loves beef on the bone, this whole side can be turned into a classic Argentine cut. Tira de asado, or shortcut ribs. What's left on the hook are the parts of the animal most prized and popular in the UK.
So ribs up this end, then further up you've got your sirloins. Your fillet is still inside attached, so you take your T-bones from around here. And then at the back here, this top bit here is the rump, your love handles. Everybody thinks your rump's your bottom. It's not, it's your love handles.
These steak cuts may be more tender, but not necessarily the most tasty.
So now he's taking the fillets off. Filet mignon, fillet steak. Or, if you're to wrap it in pastry, beef Wellington, mate. So there's the sirloin coming off. Look at that. That's a proper sirloin. There's only a couple of tiny things which are minced and turned into empanadas or whatever, but the rest of them, they're using as whole bits of meat to be eaten on the bone or off the bone. And it's a shame that we in the UK have lost that art. We want food quick, so we cut our meat up into thin slices, or we make them into steaks, or we mince it so it cooks really, really quickly. We don't take these big muscles anymore and slowly roast them. It's a shame, but it's the modern world.
Here in San Antonio de Areco, the modern world seems to be kept at bay. This is a real gaucho town. I'd love to stay longer, but I've got a long road ahead, because now I've seen the cattle of Argentina, the butchery, and I've cooked gaucho style, it's time to turn my attention to the professional world. And far to the west, at the foot of the Andes in the province of Mendoza, is a restaurant that is said to be a temple to the cooking of beef.